I'm wearing a sweater. I have iced coffee that has since melted. I have a fall candle burning. I have been absolutely addicted to Pinterest and Gilmore Girls, which means it is fall. Actually, it means it's like almost fall and it still feels like summer, so I'm like sweltering. I'm like deeply uncomfortable. It was like 85 degrees today, but I'm like, it is fall. So I'm in my fall gear. I got my like cozy sweatpants on, got my sweater, was wearing like my little Tasmans today, and I was dying the entire time. Literally the fact that like even my iced coffee has not survived today. It's telling. My thing with fall though is that it will come as long as you're just like pushing for it to come. Let's ignore the fact that seasons exist and like it will just eventually happen. But in my mind, I'm like, it is because of my determination for it to be fall that it will become fall. Like, girl, anyway, that's not how that works. Due to the fall atmosphere, the fall vibe, I was like, you know what, guys, I'm really gonna do it. I am going to compile every outfit, every costume that I've ever thought of that has been sitting on my Pinterest board for years. I'm gonna put it all into one video. That way you guys get all of the inspo that has taken me years to come up with. Obviously, not all of these are super original, but I think they're fun. All of these are going to be separated into different Pinterest boards. That way you guys can just continuously have access to them. I'm also going to try and find every single item, like each of these costumes, and I will link it so it'll either be on my LTK or my Amazon. I'm gonna like try and make the boards all like optimized and like shoppable. So we'll see how that works. Obviously, if there's something I missed, I'm deeply sorry, but I'm gonna try and like scour the internet to like find all of the supplies you need. I also am the girly who's like going to find you the best price. I'm like not going to give you an affiliate link that has like an extreme price that's so goofy to me. I will do you the service of finding the best price, and then maybe you guys will be kind enough to shop from the links I provide. I don't know. Here are all of the Halloween costume ideas I've come up with this year. I'm gonna separate these all into different categories. Like I said, they'll all be on my Pinterest. And then if you guys wanna see what I'm going to be for Halloween, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok. My Instagram is Samantha.hope and my TikTok is also Samantha.hope. I'm trying to get all like the fall vibes and like trying to make my content like super cozy and stuff. I also am currently posting different like aesthetics for each Halloween costume, so, like who I think you are based on what you go as. It's just kind of like that niche meme type of category. So if you guys like that type of content, that will be on my TikTok and my Instagram. All right, guys, without further ado, let's get into the costumes. I'm gonna try and be really good and not look down at my phone too much during this because I have them all written down, but if I do, I'm sorry. I categorized this for all of us. So we're gonna start with the solo costumes that are a little bit basic, but still super fun. Anyone who knows me knows I love basic things, like literally the outfit. Like I'm so not against basic stuff, but like these are the ones that are probably going to be easier to spot. It's probably gonna be a little less unique, but people are gonna know what you are, if that makes sense. Let's go. Obviously, icon Cher from Clueless. People will know who you are and they'll know you're like the coolest girl ever. Wallace from Pulp Fiction. This one's so fun and also it's pretty easy, so this is a really good last minute one. A personal fave, Golightly from Breakfast at Tiffanys. This one is so much fun if you just like want to feel girly, like especially if that's a little bit out of like your element daily. Like I think that's so much fun. I was so disappointed last Halloween. I thought everyone was going to be Barbie, so I was like, I can't be Barbie. Everyone's gonna be Barbie. And then like no one was Barbie. I want to see some Barbies this year, please. I would like to see ideally like a group of Barbies. I think that'd be so fun. Elle Woods is such an icon. Highly recommend this costume, especially if you're a girly in law school or like pre-law. I feel like these next two are gonna be super popular, but they're so much fun. Glenda and Elphaba if you really want to commit. Any Disney princess. I think it's so much fun. It's so cute. It's so iconic. This one I think is gonna be huge this year. Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader. I think it is so much fun. I think it's so iconic, and it's especially amazing if you commit to the bit and learn the thunder dance. Like, oh my god, you'd kill it. I also think that one would be so much fun to like make a little TikTok dance of, because like then you're wearing the outfit. Like I think that's so fun. Side note, loved that documentary on Netflix. This one appeals to my like little childhood heart, my nostalgia. Hannah Montana. I think that is the funnest costume in the world. Most fun. Sorry, I feel like I like said that wrong. I just think it's so iconic. I think everyone will know who you are, but like it's one of those things where people might not get it immediately at first. You know what I mean? Like the girls who get it will get it, and then guys won't get it, but like who cares? Like who cares? The girlies will get it. This one's sort of a two-parter. So Jennifer from Jennifer's Body. There's two options. You can either do like the quintessential cheerleader, or the next one I like a little bit better. You can do the outfit where she's in like her winter coat and like there's blood on her. I think that one is so fun. Especially, this is like really reminding me of my college experience. If you go to a Big Ten school, it is usually freezing on Halloween, and then for whatever reason, all of the parties are outside, and so that's perfect. You're not freezing. You get to wear your coat the entire time. Like I think it's so good. And this one is usually a little bit easier to do because you can kind of find the stuff a little bit cheaper. You can like thrift it. I'll link all the stuff that's needed for this one, but I would actually recommend thrifting this stuff over anything else because you probably can find it there cheaper. I guess with the exception of the blood. That part is a little bit harder. I think Kill Bill is so fun. I think this is especially fun if you're in your breakup, like single girl era, like so much fun. Or you have a chill ass boyfriend who's willing to be Bill. I think that's also really cool. This one's iconic and a total classic, Violet Beauregarde. Violet Beauregarde. You get what I mean. This one is literally the definition of it girl, clean girl, anything girl aesthetic, and that is Meredith Blake. That one is so much fun. I also like that you can buy some really nice athleisure for this, and then you kind of don't feel guilty because you're like, it's for Halloween, I have to do it. It's so nice. Like you can wear this to solid core a week after being Meredith Blake. Like you become her, you know? Here are some other options that are solo, but they're like not as popular in the pile of not like other girls, but I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just the ones that are a little less popular, but they're also solo costumes. This one is really niche, but I've wanted to do this for years, and that is Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks. Anyone who's seen the show like knows what I'm talking about, but I think it'd be so iconic to do her when she was like found at the beach. The makeup would be so much fun. It'd be hard to do. It's like a hard costume to do, but you have a lot of different possibilities if you wanted to do that one. I think it's so cool. Or you could also go as like Audrey from Twin Peaks. I think that one's fun, but it's a little less obvious. Pearl or Maxine. I think that's so much fun. I think then it's really cool, especially if you go to like an artsy school, like Carrie from the movie Carrie. I was actually this last year and I like made a lot of terrible decisions in that costume. So I would encourage you to be better behaved than I was. But it was a really fun costume. The issue is the blood like really does get everywhere, so something to keep in mind. Uber drivers do not like that costume. This one I think is so much fun. You could do this as a group, but you could do like pop girlies, but specifically Chappell Roan I think is such a fun costume. She's such an icon. Like you can channel that bad bitch energy from her, like, and you can do specific looks that she's done, which is so cool. Like I literally can't think of another icon where you can have multiple looks and people would still know who you're talking about. Maybe Lady Gaga, but like Chappell Roan, like I think it's such a fun costume. This one is niche, but I think this is so much fun. The Love Witch. It's a movie, but not a lot of people really know it. So the other alternative to that is like 60s witch. People might not totally get it, but if you lean into like the witch part of it, people will like understand it. You'll just like look like the coolest witch ever. I love this idea, especially if you commit to this. Lady Bird. I think it's so much fun. So iconic. If for whatever reason, God forbid, you break your wrist between now and Halloween, I think that is the costume you must go with. Like I think you have zero choices. That's it. I think that's so fun. It's like a highlight to a terrible situation. Here are some couple ideas. Some of these are boy girl, some of these are girl girl. I didn't do any guy guy, so take of this what you will. Also feel free to like swap gender with any of these. Like this is all just fun. The twins from The Shining I think is such a fun costume. It's so iconic. You could definitely do this with a friend, but I kind of like the idea of like doing it with a partner. I think that's fun. Van Gogh and Starry Night. I think that is so cool and fun, and you can really like make it your own. I think this one's so iconic, especially with Sabrina Carpenter's song Juno, right? How fun. As long as we're careful and being safe. Okay, our rights are not secured, so we have to be mindful. We have to be careful. Please, guys. Okay. Just be careful. Do that, but like don't do it literally. I know, don't forget to vote. The next one I think is adorable, especially with the current TikTok trend of like upside down and then like you spin your partner upside down. I think it'd be so much fun to do Curious George. I think it's such a fun little costume. This one's fun unless you're in New York. I would not recommend doing this if you live in New York. It seems like the right place to do it, but it's just gonna look chuggy. I can't believe I actually just organically used that word. Statue of Liberty and a tourist or a taxi. I think that's so fun. This one I'm personally obsessed with as a Fiona Apple stan. Fiona Apple paperback. This one's good. I don't know if everyone's gonna get it. You'll have to like do it really well and really commit to it, but Saltburn. I like this one because you can be as creative as you want. I love a little like DIY moment for a costume. This one's just funny to me. You could do Gone Girl. This requires a little bit more planning because I'd recommend like your partner getting a shirt with like the missing poster printed on it and like having a photo of them like smiling. Like that's so funny to me. I also like costumes that involve a little bit of the drama, the flair of it, so you can like commit to the bit and like do the blood and everything too. I really love this next one because I've always loved the movie Coraline, so you could do Coraline and Wybie. You could also do Coraline and like the mother, or like do like some type of spin on it. I think that's fun too. This one I think is fun. So Hugh Hefner and a bunny, but only if it's gender swapped. I think that is so fun. I knew a couple who did that and I thought it was the funniest costume ever. Like it was so funny to me, and like I thought it was just so iconic and it felt less creepy. Like I feel like ordinarily that costume could read a little bit creepy, but it read like really fun and like just like a good lighthearted joke. We're in the final category. This is for friends, but like groups of friends or trios. I think it's so fun to like go with your friends and like come up with an idea, but it can be so challenging. So I said it. This one's pretty easy, but like any Disney princess, mentioned this one earlier, but it's so fun if you can get a whole group to go and like just commit to it. I think everyone will know what you are. It's so fun. And then like, I don't know, you all have like a little like thing that you get to really get into. I think this will be big with Wicked coming out, but you can do the Wizard of Oz. I think that one's a really fun one as well. I think this one is so fun, especially if you have like a close girl group. I think Carrie Bradshaw and the other characters of Sex and the City. I think this only works if you feel like you really relate to one of the characters. I think it's not as fun if you feel like you guys are gonna be like arguing about who's who, because then it can like get weird and like contentious, I guess. But I think a lot of friend groups know who they are in this dynamic, and I think it would be so much fun to do. And again, you get to wear really cute clothes while doing it. Like the photos would just be so iconic. And not to like get too weird, but you really could make so many fun TikToks doing this. Like I know it sounds silly, but like I think it's fun. Next one is pop icons. So one person could go as Chappell, someone could go as Brittany, someone could go as like Sabrina Carpenter, Lady Gaga, that kind of vibe. I think people will totally get it, and I think it's so much fun. And then you can like express your love for music, which I think is cool. This one's another fun one. Death Becomes Her. Anyone who's seen that movie knows like how fun of a costume that would be. And you can do it sort of at any point in the movie, like whether it's when they're nice and fresh or when they're like decrepit and unwell. I think that's really fun too. Obviously, this was an Olympic year. I think it'd be really fun to go as different members of Team USA or like vaguely different sports. You could either all go as like the women of the women's gymnastics team, or you could go as different sports as well. I think that's super fun. Fall has really had me rewatching Pretty Little Liars, and it made me think of how much fun that costume would be, just everyone going as a different girl. I think that would be so much fun, so iconic. And you can even all just go as like A or something like that too. I think that's fun. I think it works really well since there's so many different characters. You can find a way to make it work. A way. I thought that was clever. It wasn't. Ever since the women of Riverdale did their very iconic Hocus Pocus costume, I've never stopped thinking about it. They did such a good job and it looked so good. It's such a fun idea and it's quintessential Halloween. Like that is the movie you watch every single year when Halloween rolls around, so why not just commit? Just do it. I think it's so much fun. Another really fun one, and one that also reminds me of fall and Halloween time, even though I guess it's really not, is Heathers. You could all be different Heathers. I think the outfits are so iconic. They're so much fun. They're like really like the fashion girlies. I think they would really appreciate this. Powerpuff Girls, I think that one's iconic. It's a little bit basic, but everyone knows what you are. It's just so much fun, honestly. And then it's another fun thing where you can like express different parts of your personality, especially in a friend group where you're all like a little bit different personality wise. This one is going off of that Barbie theme, but if you're different Barbies specifically from the Barbie movie, if you're going and like leaning into that aesthetic, I think that is so much fun. I think it's even more fun if one of your friends' boyfriends is joining you and then he could be Ken, just like a fun little like random Ken. Another one is Care Bears. I think it's super fun. Like what a cute little idea, and you guys can all be different Care Bears and like based on your favorite color and stuff. I think that's a fun little DIY one as well. Express it how you want. Kiss, marry, kill. I think it's so much fun. I think it's such a clever idea. I think the costume could look really cute, and like what a fun little trio. This one's obvious. This is iconic. This is so much fun. The plastic. Obviously, no mean girl behavior here, but it can be fun to do it as a little Halloween costume. I think this one's fun and like really on current trend. You could do Dress to Impress and like do different things with that. I think that is so funny. One that I've seen that's super popular is different drinks. Obviously, this wouldn't really work if you're like younger, but if you are age appropriate for this costume, you can do like espresso martini, dirty martini, all those fun different things. I think it's so much fun. I think it's so iconic. And again, I like the little DIY element of it. We are at our last costume. Prepare yourself mentally. This one is insane. This is unhinged. You're going to sit here and hear this and be like, what do you mean? And I will say, take this one with a grain of salt. I don't know how to execute it, but I think it's funny. You could be, the way I'm laughing already, because I think it's just so ridiculous that I put this on this list. Chloe, Sam, Sophia, Marcus. Take of that what you will. Express that how you want. I think it's even funnier if you happen to have friends with those names, but we'll let it slide if not. Side note, current casting call for friends named Chloe, Marcus, Sophia, for like an unrelated reason. All right, guys, that is it. Comment down below if you're willing what you're gonna be for Halloween. Even better, if you're gonna be something like a little bit secretive and you like don't wanna share it, give us hints. I think that is so fun. Or even just tell me the best Halloween costume you've ever seen, even if it's completely ridiculous. I love that idea. That is it for this current list, but I will continue the series on my TikTok and Instagram, which is samantha.hope. All of these will be linked on my Pinterest, so check them out there. I will try and make all of the links as shoppable as possible, so that way you don't have to do too much searching. I'm excited to see everyone's costumes this year. Like, I am just like so excited for Halloween this year, honestly. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I will catch you guys in my next video. Do not forget to subscribe down below, and happy fall slash like spooky season. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram because I did not mention what I'm gonna be for Halloween. Something crazy, but I am excited about it. All right, I will see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.